Today we're gonna make a family favorite chicken soup together. Now I know there's probably lots of videos out there about chicken soup, so thank you so much for choosing this one. I'm gonna show you how to make a chicken soup from a whole chicken. Now for us, it's just less expensive at the moment to buy a whole chicken than it is to buy parts of a chicken. Now I can advocate that you buy a real chicken, and hear me out. Maybe if you've been around this channel, you'll know that I'm always advocating for real food. Think about what you're buying, okay? You are actually feeding your body, and you may as well feed it something that is real. And so, if you're buying something that has been mass-produced, of course, there's been steps taken out, or corners cut, however you want to put it. So yes, I am always advocating for spending a little more, finding out where your food is coming from, and finding a supplier that you can actually trust. And so we're so thankful to have a local grocery store that cares about their food, cares about their suppliers. I'm gonna digress, back to the chicken soup. This is such a hearty, delicious soup in the sense that yes, you have this delicious, nutrient-rich, real chicken, plus a whole lot of bone broth, which is just so good for your gut, cleans out all of the insides of your body. And there's a reason why people make chicken soup when they're not feeling well. Get the body filled up again with nutrients to boost your immune system, but also to clean out any of these toxins that are in your body with this delicious bone broth. So let me show you how we make a chicken soup with a whole delicious chicken. We just recovered from a whole week of a bunch of sick days, and there was lots of chicken soup made here, mostly by my husband, which is so sweet. Having his spin on a chicken soup has been really nice, and so I'm going to share with you this kind of recipe that he worked out as he went along. And I'll just add here that it is really nice sometimes to get your spouse in the kitchen and just see how they cook from their perspective. And I'm going to share with you this kind of process that he explained to me that he followed, and then I will be making another chicken soup because we're out of the woods, I think, but not quite there yet. We would benefit from another chicken soup, and then I can also share with you this delicious recipe. So this is how to make a chicken soup from a whole chicken. chicken soup has the standard celery, onions, and carrots, lots of bone broth. And then we're gonna add in loads of garlic, which is gonna give it tons of flavor and is so healthy for you, especially if you're sick. And then finish it off with, of course, the chicken that will simmer with our bay leaf. And then at the very end, topping it off with some pasta just to give it a little bit of grains, because who doesn't like chicken noodle soup? And then add in all that good bone broth. Once a month we make a whole bunch of bone broth. This is so good to do in the winter months when you're, cooking heartier and warm, cozy meals. And so if you can get your hands on some bones from a local butchery, just spend one afternoon and make a whole bunch of bone broth. I usually make it in our Instapot or sometimes on the stove. So if you're looking for videos for how to do that, I'll link them down below with some former soups that I've made. Of course, you can make a quick broth just from any kind of powder mixture. Again, just make sure it's good stuff. Figure out what is in it, and if you're trying to nourish your body, it's worthwhile finding something that is actually wholesome and good and filled with the nutrients that you need. But next time, get some bone broth, and it is definitely worthwhile. It'll add a lot of flavor to the soup and of course give you all the health benefits that comes with the bone broth by cleaning up your body. So once your chicken is all cut up, add it to the pot and let that simmer with the lid on for about 20 to 30 minutes until your chicken is done. Come back, pull out the chicken, and cut it up on a board or shred it, however you want to do that. Remove the bones. And then add the chicken back into your pot. Figure out how much time it takes for your pasta to cook, add it into your pot, put the lid on, cook it for as long as needed, and then you have your chicken soup. Now it's amazing. You will see the transition from when you add the bone broth to when you add the chicken and to when you add the noodles. You can see the sauce of this soup really start to get body and color as you add all these nutrient-rich foods. That is going to soothe your body and make you feel better. There's a reason why this is the soup that people go to when they're not feeling well. And so make a wholesome and hearty soup with some good ingredients.
Oh, you already separated.
Yeah.
And you were supposed to do that while the chicken is cooling off, then you boil the thing and then the chicken goes back.
Hold on. I cut the chicken up.
You take the chicken out, right?
Yeah.
And then you put the pasta in. And you let that go for a bit. And then while you're like getting ready for deboning and chopping it up.
So, but it wouldn't be too bad for the pasta and the chicken to cook together right now. This would be a really great soup to can and have on the racks for easy to grab when you're not feeling well. And it's also a great soup to give to someone who isn't feeling well. So hopefully this has been helpful to you, and I'll leave a link down below to the recipe if you want to go ahead and print that out. Chicken soup is beloved, it's delicious, especially when you add some noodles. It's just so comfy, easy to eat, especially if you're not feeling well. And so for us right now, it is just cheaper to buy whole chickens if you're gonna buy a real chicken instead of parts of chickens. Just a whole bunch of breasts or legs or whatever the case. So we've been buying whole chickens, and if you've been a part of this channel, I'm always advocating for real food. Go find out where this chicken is from. If you've bought it from a place where there's a whole bunch of chickens mass produced, you gotta think maybe some corners were cut or they skipped some steps. And so it really matters, especially if you're not feeling well, what food you're putting into your body. Putting something that is wholesome and real and true will give it all of the nutrients and the benefits that it has been created to have. And so if you are sadly buying what our world is giving us these days for a cheap price, you may be skipping out on that. So if you're sick, go find a real chicken. Speak to your local grocery store and actually find out who their suppliers are. I can highly recommend it. And that's just how easy it is to make a chicken noodle soup from a whole chicken. And if this has been helpful to you, please like this video and subscribe to this channel. You can usually find me making some kind of good food in the kitchen. I hear it's good food anyway. Or out in the garden learning to grow our own food and figuring out how to preserve it and kind of make all these things of life our own responsibility and reaping the benefits of being a part of the experience and getting to play in all of these things. It really does feel like we're on a playground figuring out how to do all these things. So if you like content like that, please stick around and subscribe to this channel and catch some of our upcoming content. Alright, see ya, bye.